Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now, to no surprise, Jake Paul is now rumored to face Mike Tyson in an exhibition bout in Las Vegas. A verbal agreement has been made and the fight could potentially generate £36 million. I've been reading somewhere else that he could potentially make $100 million, $500 million, but to be honest with you, I don't think it will go that far, because in this day and age, in today's world, I don't think the fight will be able to generate that kind of traction. If they do get it into the hundreds of millions, fantastic, absolutely awesome, okay. But as I said, in today's world, I don't think it will go that high. Now, Mike Tyson is 55 years old and Jake Paul is 24, so there's a huge 31-year age gap. Now, Mike Tyson, who had a 15-year layoff, came back in 2020 to fight against Roy Jones Jr., which bizarrely was a draw. But let's be honest with ourselves, if Mike Tyson really wanted to, he could have knocked out Roy Jones, but because of the mutual respect and with how close Roy Jones is with Mike Tyson, I don't think that was in the plan. And in the post-fight interview, Roy Jones admitted and was stunned with how powerful Mike Tyson really was. And as I said, a verbal agreement has been made. Now it's all about contracts and money split. As we all know, there's no point wasting our breath on this. If Mike Tyson really wanted to, he could knock out anyone in less than 10 seconds flat, okay? But because it's an exhibition bout, it's all about making as much money as they can. It's basically business, okay? It's basically business. And to be honest with you, I thought Logan Paul, which is Jake Paul's brother, obviously, I thought Logan Paul was going to face Mike Tyson. But with how things are going on in boxing, I will not be surprised if Logan Paul also faces Mike Tyson after Mike faces Jake. Now, recently, it has been quite controversial with what's happening in boxing. Some people are believing that boxing is giving itself a black eye. But to be honest with you, if there is new ways of making money by going down a different road, and if you can bring new eyes to the sport, then what is wrong with that? Not long ago, we had Conor McGregor from the MMA world fighting against Floyd Mayweather, who's obviously a legend in boxing. And now we've got these big time YouTubers going against some of the legends of the sport, just like we are now seeing Mike Tyson potentially facing Jake Paul and maybe even Logan Paul. And we have had just recently Jake Paul fighting against Tyron Woodley, who was an MMA fighter. Yeah, I will not be surprised if there are no knockouts in the contract. This fight is all about generating maximum revenue and to bring more eyes onto the sport of boxing, and there is nothing wrong with that at all. Times are changing, you have to move on with the times and you have to try out different roads as well. And lastly, we have Jake Paul, who is training in MMA, and there is a rumor that he could potentially have a bout in one championship and potentially maybe even move to EFC, which is Khabib's tournament. So there's a lot happening in boxing and a lot happening in the world of MMA. It's exciting times. I don't think it's giving a black eye onto the sport of boxing or MMA. Regardless of what people say, there's going to be many people watching the fight. I'm certainly going to be one of them, and hopefully there'll be many more exciting fights in the future. But that is all, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.